Hello, hello, everybody, and happy Monday. My name is Harlequin Murray. I am your co-host this evening. And first of all, for those of you who are new here this evening or new to the team, welcome. We're excited to see you and have you on the team. And if anybody can be on camera, we would love to see your smiling, happy face. But anyways, I am tasked with introducing our senior team leader, Miss Ellen Winn. And for those of you who are new and don't know about Ellen, just to give you a feel for where she's coming from and what her experience is, she grew up just outside of Atlanta, Georgia, in a town called Dallas, on a 500-acre farm that her family has owned for I don't know how many generations, but anyway, she still lives on that property right now, but she has been around the block in the business world as well. She ended up, after she got out of school, she went to work in the restaurant industry, worked her way up with Domino's Pizza, all the way up to a district director and a area training director. And so she has a lot of experience on the business side, but she ended up deciding that the corporate life was not for her. So she ended up leaving Domino's and starting her own pizza restaurant. She actually had 2 locations that were independent. They weren't owned by Domino's, or they weren't part of their franchise system, but she ran everything herself. And after that, she was introduced by a friend of hers to network marketing and decided to go ahead and take advantage of that and leverage the time freedom that network marketing offers. And she worked her way up. Whenever I met her, she was actually the national training director for a network marketing company, and she was my upline in that organization. And we've known each other for, gosh, it's been almost 18 years now, I think. But anyways, Ellen has been with DAC for 5 years now. She is an area director. She's the first person in the field to achieve that level, and she's teaching all of us how to do the same. But anyways, without further ado, I do want to make a comment. Rick Haygood, I love the star that you have behind you. It's part of my theme as well. So thank you for sharing that with us. Oh, and you got to have the stripes too. But anyways, so thank you for that. But anyways, without any further ado, Miss Ellen, why don't you go ahead and take it away?
Yeah, I concur with the loving the stars and stripes there, Rick. Way to go. Hey, thank you, Harlequin. I always appreciate that introduction and listening to our walk down memory lane together in this industry. And one thing that you said about my introduction, I want to hit on that for those of you that are listening tonight. Maybe it's your first time. If it is, welcome. Or maybe this is the 200th. Well, we've done at least 150 of these. Maybe you've joined us every single week. But one thing Harlequin said was that I was introduced to network marketing by a friend. And that is why we always say to go create your warm list and reach out to people that you know and let them know about David Allen Capital. The friend that actually introduced me to this industry was somebody that I had gone to school with, had not talked to her in ages. And she just reached out of the blue one day. I knew who she was. Her dad was in politics, as was mine. We weren't really close friends in high school, but we had a common connection, right? And when she reached out and asked me if I kept my options open for making money outside of what I was doing with my restaurant, because I was a restaurant owner at that time, I said, I'm always about making extra money. What you got going on? And she said, well, I would like for you to come to learn some information. She invited me to a live business presentation, and it was intriguing. I went, and when I saw them draw out the compensation plan and I saw the first level where here you are as the owner of the business, and then you can introduce people, and then they can introduce people. It was like that corporate structure that I was so familiar with, having worked in Domino's Pizza corporate for so many years. It really looked like the franchise system where Domino's was making 5% royalties off of everything every single store in their organization did, franchise or corporate, minimum, and then some. So I was sold when I really saw that model and saw how quickly it could grow just through the power of word of mouth marketing. And that's what we're all about. So I want to get us kicked off in our slideshow where I've got team recognition, which I do every week. We've got a new DAC 1. And then I want to go through some training to kind of add some layers to some training that I sent out last week and pull up a little bit of extra training on something that I really went back today. And I'm going, this is what I really want to drive home to you guys and get you all positioned to where you can make some mega money in this business. So let me get those slides up now. And if y'all can't tell, my voice is a little hoarse. This just started about an hour and a half ago. So hopefully I'll be able to make it through the Zoom tonight and still have a voice. I told Harlequin as we were getting started, it sounds like I may be well on my way to doing a televisit with our new ClearShare health plan, which I enrolled in the last day of July. I enrolled and it went active for me on August the 1st. So I'm excited to have that plan. And in fact, the telecare that they use is the same provider that my previous healthcare used. So I've already done a televisit with that particular provider. I had a really bad bout of poison oak. I'd gotten into some poison oak or ivy working in my yard several weeks back, and ended up calling the telehealth line to be able to get some steroids called in so that I could really hit that hard. And they called me back within like 10 minutes of dialing in. And I'm excited that our new health share has that same telehealth provider. So Harlequin, are you seeing my screen? Awesome. Okay, let's go through. I like starting off with how DAC fuels the American dream, whether it's fueling that business owner with the working capital that they need, helping them save money through payment processing, helping them pay their employees and give their employees an opportunity to get a 50% draw on their gross wages for the upcoming pay period, or whether it is a new healthcare program that they need. We've got a variety of different services for businesses and now consumers with Health Share and DAC Protect for individuals, friends, family. Anyone, any individual can purchase those services and subscribe to those services. So I'm really excited where we are in helping our local community and offering services that are tremendous value to our local community. But on the other side of that, we fuel the American dream by providing a huge incentive, an income incentive, and opportunity here with you, earning money by sharing these services, and also a huge incentive for you to build a team if you want to build a team. Okay. And when I say build a team building is as simple as inviting someone to take a look at the opportunity. Once they see the opportunity, they make a decision to join, or they have a few questions, they get their questions answered, and then they join and plug into the system. So for you to do team building, it's not a treacherous chore, and you don't have to handhold people. You have to point them in the right direction and then be there for them to either answer questions or help them find the answers. But I'll promise you, as you're building a team, if you're being a good enroller and you're helping those people that you enrolled have success, you're going to become a better agent, because it's going to force you to be on your toes and know more about the services and know more about how our processes work. And the best way to know more about our services and how our processes work is to get customers. Okay, but we'll get into that in just a minute. Let's go on through fueling the dream by building teams and our top recruiters for the week of 7/31 through 8/6. In first place, we had Dennis Robinson with 6 new agent recruits. Congratulations, Dennis. I know you're really proud to be on that leaderboard in the #1 spot, and I'm proud of you for it. In second place, we had Brett Morin with 3 new agent recruits. Brett is new and he is already on the recruiting wagon. So congratulations to you, Brett. In third place, we had a 4-way tie, each with 2 new agents. Amy McDaniel, Anthony Janis, Corey Consults LLC, and Vernetta Winston. So congratulations to each of you who had your name in lights. To get there, you had to have at least 2 recruits to be named, but all in all, we had 30 agents in the team who had at least 1 new agent recruit. So if you're one of those that had 1, congratulations to you. If you're not one of those that had at least 1, but you're out having conversations and you're asking and inviting people to take a look at what we're doing in our model here, then it's just a matter of time before you too will be on that leaderboard. Now, when I say asking and inviting, it's not just making a post on social media and hoping that someone sees it, right? It's got to be you actively engaging with someone and asking the question or sharing what it is that you're doing and what it is that you're looking for, as far as looking for leaders to help build our business. Okay. I want to go through the DAC 1 and real quick. DAC 1, getting to DAC 1, this is bonus plan rank advancement. So we have 2 parts of our compensation plan. We have bonus plan, and then we have our residual compensation plan. Those are the 2 main components, but we have a lot of other money in there as well. But those are the 2 components of the plan that you need to be familiar with. So the bonus plan rank advancement, if you want to make a note, page 5 of the compensation document that's available in the Agent Resource Center, we're going to focus on these first 3 ranks, DAC 1, DAC 2, DAC 4. These 3 ranks are achieved by you personally acquiring new bonus clients. What are bonus clients? Well, they are the services that have bonus upfront one-time bonus money attached to them. So it's going to be business fundings, employee retention credits, and other services with upfront bonuses. Right now, Relevate has an upfront bonus, so that would qualify you in the bonus override plan. If you want to look at full list of that, page 13 of the compensation plan shows you that list of business services with bonus revenue and one-time bonuses. Okay. All right. So to move through these levels you move through these levels on your own. You don't need a team, but by moving through these positions, which are naturally going to occur if you're getting customers, bonus clients, then if you are building a team, moving through these levels positions you to earn overrides on a team if you are doing that. So this week we want to congratulate Danielle Hines. Danielle hit DAC 1. To get to DAC 1, you have to have one new personally qualifying client, which is 600 residual revenue or more, and have a total of 1,000 residual revenue. So in funding dollars amount, this was a $10,000 plus funding that Danielle got, and the commission on that was 4% or 40% of the bonus revenue, which was a little over $400 commission for bringing that one client in. Danielle's role in that would have been to get the client through the website. The client would have answered questions, filled out the answers on the form, done an e-signature on the form, and then communicated directly with our team. So really it's the power of a single conversation that can help get that type of money in your pocket. Now, as a DAC 1, Danielle is positioned to earn a 10% income match override on anyone in her team who earns a bonus, and those services that are listed on that bonus list, she'll get a 10% match on anybody in her team that is not under another DAC 1 or higher. So if there's someone in her team gets a funding, they haven't hit DAC 1 yet, she'll get a 10% match. If they make $1,000, she'll make $100 just because she's the DAC 1 in their upline team that is qualified. Now, qualified, she has to have another client to stay qualified within the next 60 days. And right now, within that 30-day window of when she got that funded client, she's considered amped up, which means She got paid 4% this first time as an amped up agent. Next one is 6%. If she gets another one within 30 days, that makes her double amped and she'll earn 7%. If she gets another client within a 30-day window, a rolling 30-day window, then she'll be triple amped and make 8%. So those are just a real quick overview of how that part of the compensation plan works. Okay, now building your agency. You can make significant money here getting personal clients on your own through bonuses and personal residuals, but you can earn even more if you want to build a team. You can earn those enroller bonuses on those bonus services where you can earn up to a 50% match, leadership bonus overrides up to a 50% match on your team, and also qualify for permanent coded ownership groups when you hit area director and above. And then we have our residual commissions on your 7-level team. And over the past week, since we launched healthcare, we've really been focused on the residual side of our compensation plan. Excuse me. And for those of you that have been around a while, this conversation about residuals may be totally foreign to you because honestly, we've not had a lot of conversations about residual income with David Allen Capital because it's been a bonus focused product line or service line up until now. And when we had the healthcare and DAC Protect, but we were partnered with the previous connection with longevity prior to January the 1st, we paid residuals on all of that, but it wasn't something that we talked about a lot. You didn't hear a lot of conversation from David about it because those really weren't services that put a lot of revenue into David Allen Capital. When we marketed those services through that previous relationship, most of that revenue went into longevity's plan, and they're the ones that paid us. But now we're wholly owned and separated from longevity. So David is really able to put the money in the compensation plan that he wants. He stated the other day, if you didn't catch this, that he paid longevity, our previous marketing relationship, he paid them $1 million to be able to break away so that DAC had the ability to do their own thing, create their own platform, and be able to market as a freestanding company. And if you guys don't understand the power of that statement of him investing $1 million because of his belief in us, his belief in his vision with what we're doing with DAC, but his belief in us out here in the field and our ability to deliver on what his vision is, which is bringing on millions of clients across this country to services that we're marketing through David Allen Capital. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about residuals and just kind of hit on some things that I've already covered, but you may want to make some notes on this. If you didn't get to study these real closely, you'll want to go back. And oh, by the way, on the 7-level, there's a 7-level bump up bonus, which that was covered in what I did last week. But the bottom line is team building creates long-term income, and we're going to drive that point home a little bit more. If you are in on today's Zoom, the leadership Zoom that David does, David Rutz, our company founder, he does this every Monday. It's more for those of us that are building a team and really want to be a leader in the company. But today he talked about having an investor mindset and being here for the long term, and knowing that it takes planting those seeds and cultivating those seeds to really be able to reap a harvest. Harlequin did her intro with me talking about me leaving corporate America and starting my own brand of pizza restaurants. And it's as crystal clear in my mind today as it was back then. I can remember that moment that I made the decision that I was going to leave corporate. You know, I'd been thinking about it, and then I had to make a decision, and I'm going, okay, I'm doing this. I can do it. Once I made my mind up to do it, I put in over 9 months of investigative work, investigating what my product line was going to be, where I was going to source the equipment that I needed for my restaurant, for my kitchen, because with Domino's, they're a major corporation and it's a cookie cutter franchise system, right? You go buy a Domino's franchise, as with Papa John's or any of these big chains, and they have the whole model built for you, right? But being my own brand, I was walking away from that. So I had to do my investigation to find who those distributors were going to be. Where was I going to get my food ingredients from? Who were going to be those delivery companies that I did business with, down to where was I going to get my pizza boxes? Where was I going to get everything for my kitchen? And then who was going to help me do the design and layout, right? 9 months of time invested in the whole scope, learning more about being a pizza restaurateur independent from a franchise. I did all that, 9 months of time without a penny of income coming in, right? And then before I opened the doors for the very first day of business, not only had I invested 9 months of my time working endless hours outside of my regular work hours, right? It was kind of like my part-time job that I was doing outside of work as I was planning and developing. I also had $150,000. Yep, $150,000 invested in getting everything to an opening status, doing the build out, doing the stocking of inventory, hiring and training employees, having all of my utilities turned on, all my licensing and insurance, and all of the things that go into having a traditional business. So when we think about a DAC business and being able to build here and having an investor mindset, I had a huge investment in what I did in the pizza business. And I was a restaurateur for about 6.5 years, and flat out got burned out because of the grueling hours, the having to have people in there that you could depend on. And guess what, if somebody didn't show up and you were shorthanded as the owner, I had to be those hands that showed up, right? So I hit burnout, and after about 6.5 years, I was ready to walk away. But my friend from high school that we referenced earlier, who invited me to look at a network marketing business, she called me about a year before I really hit burnout, but I was already getting that itch. I'm like, man, I wish I could do something else, but all I knew was the restaurant space. So have an investor mindset and know that you're here for the long term. We always talk about me being here with DAC for 5 years. My 5 years with DAC had just been building the foundation for me, building the foundation, my knowledge, building systems to support a team where, I communicate with everybody by email, text message, some of the training tools that I have in place. I've been doing that, but it's also been building my belief in what DAC represents, who David Allen Capital is, who David Rutz is, and knowing in my heart of all hearts that I am in the right place with the right people at the right time. Okay. So my 5 years here haven't always been productive income wise. My first 9 months, I didn't make a penny with DAC. I had a team that was recruiting, but not a lot of services were being marketed. We had 1 or 2 funding programs, and I didn't get my first client until I was here for 9 months. Now, grant you, my first client, my commission check was $4,750 off of 1 client, right? So if you average that out, I made over $500 a month in reality, if you divided that back past the 9 months. And that's how I look at things. I don't look at that I'm not making money today. I'm looking at what the future holds, and then being able to break that out into what my time investment actually equated to financially, right? And that's what I encourage you to do too, because many of you are here today and tonight listening to this, and you haven't made your first dollar with DAC yet, but you're still here and you're still showing up on these Zooms because there's something inside of you that's saying you too are in the right place with the right company, with the right people, and at the right time in the marketplace. So I encourage you to not just have that investor mindset, but start taking action on what skills and knowledge you have already gotten about DAC. And part of that is to get yourself qualified to earn maximum pay. We're on a time window here, right? If you were part of DAC before May 1st, then your time window is 1 year anniversary, which will be May 1st of 2024. If you signed up as a new agent after May 1st, then your 1 year anniversary is whatever calendar date will be a 1 year anniversary for you. But getting yourself qualified, I sent out last week, I sent out this email, subject line, health share, health share, health share. And it was a summary of video 1, which was the live launch program that we did on August the 1st with our partners at Clearwater, where they were covering the program, how it works, the benefits, and doing a lot of Q&A. Video 2, after video 1 was released, I was getting questions about the compensation plan. So I put together about a 30-minute training that breaks down how the residual compensation plan works, to applying to that healthcare product specifically. But you can take that training and apply that to every service that we offer, because every service that we offer, whether it's funding with a bonus plan, if it pays a bonus, it also puts money into the residual plan. So every service that we market, that residual compensation will apply to, okay? So video 2 was a detailed breakdown of that. And then video 3, wait a minute. Yeah, video 3 was David Rutz doing a big picture overview. But real quick on that detailed overview, we talked about the 20% commission, where you always earn a minimum of 20% commission on your personal clients. And we talked about how you move up by having more personal residual revenue, more personal clients, and higher revenue volume. And that positions you to earn more on your personal clients and customers by adding in a bonus. So if you look at that first level personal commission plus the bonus increase, that's where you go from 20 all the way up to 50% of the residual revenue on your own customers, right? So that's key, that you understand that those two work hand in hand, but it all goes hand in hand with this top line of what your residual revenue dollar is. The numbers don't start going up until you have 400 in personal residual revenue. What is residual revenue? Well, that's revenue that's generated from clients that you bring to David Allen Capital. If it's a healthcare client, every client is worth $40 residual revenue. If it is the DAC Protect, depending on what plan it is, it might be $5, it might be $13 that goes towards that 400 that I'm talking about, right? So all of those added together are the total number that is your personal residual revenue, and it qualifies you to make more money. But as I said, you've got a 1-year anniversary that you need to hit at least 1,000 in residual revenue. And this is how you're going to max out the comp plan. At least 1,000, but I encourage you to shoot for a minimum of 2,000 in residual revenue so that you can qualify for that 7-level bump up bonus. Okay, that 7-level bump up bonus is an extra 20 to 25% on your personal commissions. Plus you are, as you're moving on to those higher personal residual revenue client numbers, then that's going to qualify you for higher commissions on your personally enrolled agents too. Okay. And as I went through that training, and all those slides are covered with a detailed breakdown in that video too, from my health share email. Okay. But as I was finishing up that, I was closing with a slide that says, what if you had 50 personal customers? If you had 50 health share customers times 40 residual revenue, that would give you the 2,000 residual revenue that you need to be qualified for maximum income on the residual plan, right? And I also said, what if you had 5 agents who each had 50 clients? Your commission each month, residually, meaning getting paid month after month after month for doing the work one time. Your personal commission on your personal 50 clients would be $1,000 a month. And then your enroller match on the 5 agents that you brought to the table that have 50 clients each, your enroller match would be $1,000 as well. Plus that 7-level pay plan, 7 levels deep, is 500, and then the 7-level bump up bonus with an extra 25% is another 125. So you getting 50 customers and finding 5 different agents that are willing to go get 50 customers a piece, you could be making 26, 25 a month. Now, David covered today on that, having that investor mentality, right? He said, you may have, he gave the example of having 900 or 1,000 agents, but out of all of those agents that have signed up, how many of them are active? So it's going to take you more than 5 people to find 5 active agents, right? It may take you 10, 20, 50, it may take you 100, or it may take you 200 agents to find the ones that are going to actually go get customers and help you grow the way that you want to grow. But also, I pointed out that if you got to those numbers, that will get you to area director in the residual compensation plan. Now, that 7-level plan is page 8 in the comp plan document. And also, if you'll notice here, when you get to area director, that's where you start getting $400 a month, the car bonuses, right? And then it goes on up to 800 and 1,000. And when you get to national director, then the expense account gets kicked in on top of the car bonus. One of the things I love about our car bonus program is that it's just extra money that gets designated as a car bonus, but it gets sent to you. You don't have to go buy a car. You don't have to lease a car. It doesn't have to be a certain brand or a certain color. In fact, you don't have to get a car at all. It can go towards whatever you want it to go towards, but we're going to call it a car bonus. But I love that. I know a lot of direct selling network marketing companies, when you get car qualified, you have to go personally buy the car that they tell you you've got to buy before they give you the car money. And then if you don't stay qualified for that car money, you've gone out on a limb and you've purchased a car that you got to pay for, and you got to pay insurance for, and you lose qualification with other companies, not with DAC. And then they stop giving you that car bonus. But now you still have that car payment and you still have that insurance payment, right? We don't do that at DAC. And I love the way that David rolled that out. He just wants to add it as an incentive to those who are performing. All right. So back to the 5 who get 50 customers. What if each of your 5 agents also recruited 5 agents who got 50 customers each, and they recruited 5 who got 50, and so on and so on? Well, David did an example of what if you got 4 who got 4 and they just got a few clients each. And I want to pull that up tonight to a specific segment of that video because he was spot on with it. And I really think that it helps paint the big picture and the long-term compensation. So again, it's in that email that I sent last week, video number 3. So here's the excerpt that I want to play. And I want you to know that you need to believe that you can do this one conversation at a time, and you never know what doors are going to get open for you to talk about, or health share or funding or whatever the need might be. You can open the door with one service and it may lead to a conversation about another. But I want you to turn your speakers up and make sure mine is up so that you'll be able to hear and enjoy. And take some notes because you'll want to go back to this segment. I've got it queued up where it needs to start at 43 minutes.
That's a dad joke. You got 4 people here. How many are active? I mean, you got 40, but 4 are active. How many customers are they getting? Let's just say they got the 200 qualification, 200 residual revenue, 200 residual revenue, 200 residual revenue, 200 residual revenue. Okay. So they're all making 40 bucks. Remember, you make 20% of your residual revenue. So they're all making $40 in personal commission. PC, $40. Okay. You're making your enroller bonus on that. Let's say you're at 50% level for simplicity. You're making 20, 20, 20, 20. You're only making 80 bucks. You're not getting rich, right? Okay, you got it? Got it. But they have a team. And those 4 all introduce 4. They introduce a lot more 4, but only 4 are active. Now you're at 16 on level 2. You've seen these type things done before. And I don't like showing them, but I need to show exponential growth. 64, 256, 1,024. Let's just stop there. Let's just stop there. Do you believe you can have 1,000 people in your team eventually? There's people on here that have got 1,000 personally enrolled agents. People watching this right now have 1,000 personally enrolled agents in DAC. So is it possible that you can have 1,000 in your whole team? It's free. 90% will not be active. We get it. We get it. So let me just show you a number here. Let's just say all these people just had 100 residual revenue. Some are going to have 2,000, some are going to have 1,000, many are going to have 0. But for sake of math, let's just say they have 100. So you have 1,600 residual revenue here. You have 6,400 here. You have 25,600 there, and you have 100,000 So that's 125,000 residual revenue, 130,000 residual revenue. 130,000 residual revenue, which does not count funding. Okay, this is just on the residual revenue. 130,000. If everyone was at the basic 20% income only, no one bumped themselves up to more, just 20%. What's 20% of 130,000? $26,000 in personal commissions are paid in your group. 26,000 in personal commissions. Okay. Now, it's all in your 7 levels, which means you're getting a 30% match of this 26,000. It's all in your first 7 levels. Do you realize you get a 30% match? Let me look at this to make sure. I think you get 25, but we're going to say you're at the 30% level. Forgive me, I wrote so many different plans and I've looked at so many different numbers. You're like, David, why don't you have it committed to memory? I will eventually. All you gotta do is do this presentation 3 or 4 times. Some of you are shouting it out. I know you're shouting it out. I know eventually it's 30. The way I look at it, you need to be at 30. 30% residual revenue. Bear with me 1 minute. This is what exploring your pay plan looks like. Sometimes you gotta look a few times. Okay, it's 25% match up until national director. Okay, so let me use 25% match then, instead of 30. Because you get overrides at 30. That's what I was thinking. But we're not going to get to that. So let's just say you're at the 25% match. 25% of this, so you got 130,000 residual revenue. That means there's $26,000 in personal commissions. How do I get that? Because minimum personal commission is 20%. 20% of 130,000 is 26,000, and personal commissions got paid out to the group on this 130,000 residual revenue. Now you happen to make a 25% match of all the personal commissions in your team. Just in the 7-level match. What's 25% of 26,000? 5,200 plus 5% of that is 1,000, 1,300. So 6,500, is that right? 6,500 a month residually you'd be earning if your team just had a small group like this, 130,000 residual revenue in it. Just in the personal 7-level payout. Now, if you had a group like this, you'd also be an area director minimum, which is another 30. So this is 6,500 in your 7-level payout. This is on a small group of 130,000 bucks. 130,000. Some of you have been in network marketing, you go, man, to make 6,500, you got to have $800,000 in group. I've got a residual check right now that I get about $3,000, and it's on 200,000 in revenue. 3,000 bucks on 200,000 in revenue. Here's 130,000 in revenue. That's 6,500 already. Just in our 7-level match. Now, let's go a step further. You also have the area director leadership override of another 30% match. What's 30% of that? 7,200. So you're an area director, so you're getting the 6,500 plus the 7,200. And are you coded to some of it? We will say you don't have any coding, but you could be making 20% more. So this does not count your personal commission. It does not count your enroller bonuses. It only counts your 7-level pay and your area director override. You'd be at over $13,000 a month on $130,000 in residual revenue. What's 13,000 into 130,000? About 10%. So about 10% of all your revenue would be going in your pocket. Now, I don't say that you'll ever have a group that does this size, but I'd never limit you and say you're only going to do 130,000. There will be days when we'll have people, there will be months, I'm sure of it, where we'll have people doing $1 million a month in residual revenue, and $5 million a month in residual revenue, and $10 million a month in residual revenue, and 20% of that will be personal commissions, and then the match will be shared out. Now, how does funding affect all this? Do you see the bigness of that? I'm not going to oversell it and say, well, what if you had 5? We got 5, we got 5, we got 5, you got 78,125 on your 7th level. And if all those people just made $10 and you made 25% of that $10, just keep in mind, whatever you can get your team to make in personal commissions, you make a 25% match on it. If all of them combined made 100 grand a year, you're making 25 grand a year just by helping them all make 100 between them. Not one person made 100 grand in personal commissions. You're making 25% of that 100 grand. So You want people to have a lot of customers, that 20% adds up. So let's say you enrolled me and I'm at 1,500 residual revenue right now. What's 20% of that residual? That's 300 in personal commissions I'm making. 20% is my personal commission. So I make sure you see this. Another, what am I at? I'm at 45% level. So another 25% in bonus. You don't get a portion of that. It's my bonus. 25% of that is 250 plus 125. So 325 more. So I'm making 625 personal in personal income. 300 of it's my personal commission portion. So the more volume I do, the more this number goes up. You get a match on this. You're my enroller. You're making 20 to 50% of this, my personal commission. Have I made that clear? How many of me do you want? And it's not counting that if you're 7 levels above me, you're making 25% of that. If you're second level above me, you're making 25% of that. If you're 4 levels above me, you're making 25% of that. It's $75. If you're 7 levels above me, you're making 25. And if you're the area director and I'm in your area director code, you're making 30% of that. You're making 90. And if you're the national director, you're some of it. So, yeah, you can go buy homes and you can be in the real estate business and you can take the risk, or you can be in the team development business with us and understand that it doesn't matter which products we're moving through our distribution. Walmart doesn't care what you buy. McDonald's doesn't care what you buy off the menu. They just want to have more locations than anyone else and be bringing the latest, greatest product to the market. And when they get products that stick, like the Egg McMuffin, they'll sell it every year until people stop buying eggs. And if someone stopped buying eggs, they'd be buying something else. They'd sell that something else. We will always be marketing something, but we're using network distribution as a way to create wealth for you. You can stay in the get customers only, go for it. Or you can get in the wait a minute. If I get more customers, I get more on those customers and I earn more enroller bonuses. And I can also build on a team and they all have the incentive to get personal customers and earn more on people they personally enroll. So they'll want to recruit people. Look at the drivers here, guys. Look at the gamification. You get more customers, you earn more on those customers. Makes sense. You get more customers, not only do you earn more on those customers, you also earn more on the people you personally enroll. Makes sense. And I can enroll people for free. Makes sense. And these services people need. Makes sense. And if I enroll people, they earn more by getting more customers. Yes. They earn a higher percentage even if they're customers. Yes. And I earn enroller bonuses and everything too. Yes. You match what they earn. Wow. And they can recruit people, which would be my second level. Yeah. And they have an incentive to recruit people because they make these enrollments. Yeah. And that's my second level. Oh, you're kidding. Now my second level can recruit the first level too, which is my third level. Oh, wait a minute. My third level, can they have the same opportunity I do, so they can recruit people on my fourth level? Yeah. What about when does it stop? It doesn't stop. You get paid through 7 levels only until you reach a management position, a leadership position, area director. Then you got it permanent, or you got unlimited override. And then you get into the area director code where you can build your new code group you never get cut out of. So guys, it's really a wealth creating thing. If you can grasp, okay, I got to have a game plan to reach ranks, focus on ranks, help your team reach ranks, focus on getting to the 2,000 residual revenue mark. And if you get to the 1,000 residual revenue mark in your first 12 months, which is by May of next year, or 12 months if you started after May, then you get another 25% raise on all your income, your 7-level income. So if you made 5,000, you're gonna make 6,250. If you made 1,000, you're making 1,250. If you made 10,000 a month, you're making 12,500. We give you a 25% bump if you can get to the $1,000 residual revenue in your first year. So we're incenting all the right activity. Now, 90% of your people won't do it. Deal with it. Deal with it. Deal with 90%. Don't think there's something wrong because 90% don't do it. Otherwise, every health club in America would close down because 90% of their memberships don't use the membership. It's not the health club owners. Planet Fitness is not my reason. I don't go there. They take my check every month. I haven't canceled. They can cancel tomorrow. I'm choosing not to cancel. It's just what I am. 90% of their members don't use the club. In fact, it's more like 94% don't use the club. Is it Planet Fitness' fault? Don't blame yourself and don't think there's something wrong with DAC if 90% of your reps don't do anything. Don't think there is. Now, Keep doing everything you can to recruit the right type of people and have better odds than that, but don't quit if they don't. This isn't like you need 100% activity or else your business doesn't grow. If you had 10% of your reps do something and you look at a model like this and 10% of theirs and 10% of theirs and 10% of theirs, all of a sudden you're making 20, 30 grand a month residually off your group. Residually off your group. Well, David, what if funding changes? Funding changes. There's something else to go in the residual pipe. 150 years from now, what is McDonald's going to be selling? Doesn't matter. If you own McDonald's, you're okay. Doesn't matter what DAC is selling in 10 years, 20 years. Doesn't matter if funding changes to the point, maybe we're going to improve funding and become the only source of funding. Maybe we're going to become the world's largest mortgage company one day. Maybe, who knows what we're going to do. But the point of the matter is EXP became the largest real estate company in the world using the same type model we're talking about. And they did it quick. Century 21 been around forever. Bye. You don't see many Century 21 signs like you used to. You see EXP signs all over. They use a network compensation model like this. We've been talking about getting real estate for a long time. Mortgages for a long time. What we're going to have in your agency, I don't know, but you'll get paid off the income of every agency you have. So if we have licensed products or not licensed products, don't worry about it. So don't think of, oh, I'm making $8. That's such a short-term hourly wage earner mentality. Look at the lifetime value of a conversation. One conversation saves a family a lot of money, becomes referrals, and you're making $8 a month minimum, $96 a year for maybe 7 years. From one conversation. Or, oh, I want to get paid hour, I want guaranteed money. Taco Bell's hiring. Taco Bell is hiring. Okay.
All right, I got to stop there. I love Dave's analogy, and I hope that you guys got as much out of revisiting that. If you saw it last Friday or you saw the replay, I hope you got as much out of seeing that again as I did, because I was really looking at you know, where do we put this whole big piece together for you guys? And I think that sometimes is what is missing, is that big piece equation. So don't have that get paid right now mentality, because that will prevent you from building a massive business here. Remember, my first 9 months, all I was doing was team building, and I really wasn't making money off of my team, because there were people that were getting fundings and they were moving through the comp plan when I wasn't in my group. So I wasn't even qualified to earn on them. But here I am 5 years later, and a lot of people have come and gone. My enroller and their enroller, not even active with DAC. And I'm an area director out here, just steadily plugging away every single day, doing something positive towards my David Allen Capital business. And I encourage you to do that too. I had an email conversation with an agent wanting to get re-engaged the other day, and she was talking about, you know, when she was going to have time to catch up with a video. She didn't have a lot of time during lunch. And I said, you need to build your business as if you have a part-time job, and make DAC your part-time job, where whatever your full-time job is, when you're out, when your hours are done there, you need to figure out, are you working a 2 or 3 hour shift tonight with DAC, or a 4-hour shift? And how many days a week are you working this part-time job? And put that time commitment into building this, whether it's building an agency and introducing people to it, having conversations about our services. And I really believe both go hand in hand. I mean, I'm never just trying to recruit somebody into the opportunity, hardly ever, it depending on the person, but most of the time I talk to them about our services first, and, you know, offering maybe healthcare now. And once they're intrigued with that, if they really like what we have to offer, I'm saying, hey, we're looking for really sharp agents too, people that want to make money, helping spread the word about this program. Do you know anybody that is interested in making extra money outside of what they're currently doing, that's sharp and motivated? And if you ask that question, a lot of times people will say, well, I am, right? And they'll bring it right back to you. So just encourage you to really set your sights on what it is that you want out of this business, what it is that you're willing to do. How many conversations are you willing to have to hit that next level, the 200, the 400, 6, 8, 1,000, 1,500 and $2,000 residual revenue levels, so that you can earn off of anything that anybody in your organization does. Because when we say 7 levels, here's the reality. You may have a team that's 20 generations deep, and a generation is just, you recruited someone, that's your first generation. They recruit someone, that's your second. They recruit someone, that's your third. It can go on unlimited levels, right? But for example, you could have somebody, a team that's 20 levels deep, 20 generations deep. And that 7-level plan is going to look upline, right? When there's revenue generated here, let's say it's on your 20th level, the computer is automatically going to start searching 7 levels up. And if they go to level 19 and that person doesn't have at least 50 in residual revenue where they're not qualified to earn it all, then it skips over 19, it goes to 18. That person doesn't have 50 points, then it goes to level 17. Oh, here's one on 17th level that has 100 points. They're qualified to get paid on what just happened in level 20. Now it goes on up to 16 and so on until it finds 7 people in the upline that actually have at least 50 points in qualifying volume to earn on that 7-level deep, right? And then it just compresses any volume in between those people that didn't quite have 50 points. That volume gets paid up to those people on the next level up that did have the qualifying volume. So that's what compression is all about. So you could literally have a team 20 levels deep and get paid on every bit of volume between you and that 20th level, because they're not 7 levels, they're at that 50 minimum qualifying volume or not. So my goal always is to never miss a commission. And you guys have heard me say before, I missed a funding override because I was not engaged and wasn't eligible to earn that override. It made me mad at myself, not at David Allen Capital. I was mad at myself, and I was like, damn it, I beat myself up big time for a couple of hours or so. And I'm like, okay, get over being mad, get over being upset and disappointed at yourself. Just put a plan in action and take action so that it never happens again. And I did that. And that's how I look at everything that I do. You know, I'm setting a course and I'm putting plans in action to make things happen. I encourage you to do the same. So guys, if you have questions or comments, I see something in the chat there, Harlequin. Do we have questions there? If you've got questions, you can do the virtual hand raise under reactions. And
I think the question that you have in the chat was sent directly to you rather than to me.
Let me see.
So I can't see it.
I do. Okay, the question was, I received an email about someone in my team with funding. Is funding time sensitive? Because the client said that he clicked on the link and it said bad gateway. So here's the deal with funding. If your client has received a link to click here to continue your application, typically with Giggle, where they get a click on this link and go back in, they sign back in with their phone number that they originally applied with, it'll take them right back to where they left off. But yes, everything that we do is time sensitive. Think about this. If we gather documents and we have a loan offer out there, a funding offer out there for a business, and the business doesn't accept that offer within a couple of days, they want to wait 2 or 3 weeks, and then they come back and say, oh yeah, that sounds good. Well, guess what? 3 weeks later, we're gonna have to start over, because a lot could have happened financially in that business from the time we approved them to now them saying they accept it. They could have had taken a nosedive in sales. They could have borrowed money from somebody else. So we're gonna revisit all of those financials. So anytime a client has an offer, they need to act on it in a relatively short time period, or they're going to need to start all over, and that offer will be retracted. Let's see. What provider do you use to send emails to my team? If you look at the signature of mine, there is a get response link, and you can certainly go to get response, but if you click that image in my emails, it'll take you through an affiliate link. They have an affiliate program, and because I'm an affiliate with them, you can sign up and get a 30-day free trial to get not only emails, but you can do landing page. It does a lot of things that ClickFunnels does. but without the $99 a month ticket. In fact, you can get it for free. And I think they have packages starting as low as $15 a month. It's based on your pricing is based on what features you want, but also it's based on how many contacts you have in your list as to what the starting price point is. And then I think that was it on the chat. You're welcome on the funding question there. All right. Anybody else raise a hand? If not, we'll wrap up. My voice made it for tonight. I'm surprised. Yep. And don't have my normal charming voice for you guys tonight. Ha ha ha. All right. Well, listen, I appreciate all of you that are still here. And
Ellen,
yes.
we had talked about one quick thing that I was going to
Oh,
mention.
yeah. You're talking about the recruiting.
Yeah. For those of you who are not used to recruiting and don't know where to start, Eric Worre is doing a training on Saturday, August 26th. And it's from noon to 3 Eastern time. But with that, he's going to be bringing in different people that are experts in recruiting. Now, it's going to be $7 for the event. It is a live event. There will not be a recording of it. So you do have to be present at that exact time. It's going to be on Zoom, but it's a great opportunity to go and get a group of your people together to watch it together and then kind of brainstorm afterwards. And as Ellen pointed out to me, they will try and upgrade you. They're experts at doing that. You don't necessarily need to do that. Some of their programs are extremely expensive, and in most everybody's business, it doesn't make sense unless you're making that kind of income. But and I just now realized, let me just double check.
While you're double checking, Harlequin, Eric is very good. He's a great trainer, and all of his training is generic, right? He's not promoting a company or any of that, and there's no cross recruiting going on at their event. So if you go and participate, don't worry about being pitched on this deal or that deal. That just doesn't happen there. But again, he is very good at selling programs. So that 3 hours is going to give you enough fodder to go, oh my gosh, this man is amazing. I've got to consume everything that he is telling us about with this next program that he's going to do. Don't do it. Don't take your credit cards when you go sign up, because you'll be signing up for one of his programs. But I guarantee you that $7 class that you take, if you decide to participate, you'll get hundreds of dollars worth of value on a $7 training. So
yeah. The website, I just wanted to double check and make sure that I had, and I don't. I will have to give Ellen the link for that because I thought I had it. I thought I knew what it was, and
yeah, we'll bring it up again next week too, and you can share that with me. And
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Okay, guys. Well, I appreciate everyone, and look forward to seeing you on our next Zoom. Next meeting is Wednesday, 11:30, our funding training with Wade Cordell, and then again on Friday at 11:30 with the DAC corporate Zoom. But lots of good stuff happening. And if you haven't already started talking to somebody about healthcare, you need to start opening your mouth, because all you got to do is say, hey, what are you and your family, or what are you guys doing for healthcare? And they just start answering your questions, not even thinking that you're going to talk to them about a program that could save them a lot of money, give them better benefits, and lower out-of-pocket costs, right? So open your mouth, ask the question. You'll be amazed at where those conversations lead you. All right. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you on the next. Yeah.
Feel better quick, all right?
Yeah. What's up, man?
Feel better quick.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I feel good. I feel good. I just don't sound good right now. Thank you, James. I appreciate you. Have a great evening.